Hello, this is Tim from Animation Z Frog, and we are back to finish our Sharingans. That way we can actually have a tutorial on the interwebs how to actually do Sharingans, not just whatever. Never mind. Okay, so I apologize in the last video. I know I was slurring some of my words here. I was listening to it. I'm like, man, I wonder how anyone can ever understand me. But let's move on now. So we're almost done here. What we need to do is we need to create the actual Sharingans. And after much trial and error, I decided that the easiest way would be to create them in the default mode instead of creating them as a mask, but create them in the default mode as actual meshes, and then we'll do an alpha over node and combine it in the compositor. So let's go back to default here, and I'm going to hit 0 to go into camera view. Now, what we want to do is we want to find a picture to use as our reference. So I did that. I found a picture. I'm going to go ahead and import it. So I'm going to say File, Import. I don't have it here. So what we're going to do, I want to use Import Image as frames. I'm going to come to my preferences, my add-ons. Scroll, Import, Import. Where's the images as planned? So I'm going to click that, save user settings, X this out, go to import here and images as planned. So I have my my handy dandy Alright, so here's my handy dandy reference image. I'm going to hit R90 and X. Now, you don't see anything. Okay, that's nice. So just go to materials. Now we can see something. So this is what I'm going to try and do here, this one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a circle. For this circle, make a circle, and then we'll make Sharingan and duplicate it, and we'll make the circle in the middle here too as well. So what I actually really want to do is I want to bring the video that we've been working with and put it here in the camera view. So I'm going to hit N to bring up my settings over here, hit background images, add image, movie clip, not the camera clip, click here and select this guy. So we want to have the scale of this image to be so that the Sharingan is more or less the size of the way it is here already. So I believe it is, more or less. Maybe scale it a little bit smaller. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a circle. So we're going to hit Shift A and add a circle. We're going to hit R90 and X like we've been doing. S to scale this guy down here. Alright. Scale it some more. More or less. Okay. And what we have to do is we won't be able to see this circle in our composite view. So what we have to do is we have to make it thicker. So we're gonna hit, with the circle selected, hit tab, get to your edit mode. I'm gonna zoom in more here. And I'm going to actually hit E to extrude. Then I'm just gonna click. And then actually I'm gonna hit Control Z. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to right click so that it goes right back to where it is. Now that extruded layer is still there. So if I hit S to scale, it'll scale me. And if I hit Y, it'll make, oh my goodness. If I hit S to scale and I hit Shift Y, it'll scale on the not Y axis. Outer in. Let's do inward here. This is, that's probably good. Okay. I'm going to hit tab to go back to object mode here. And Let's go ahead and add the material. So hit new here, and we just want a black material. So I'm just gonna slide this guy down here, and I'm just gonna name it Sharingan material. There we go. Do. Let us try to decide if I put the Sharingans and that as one object. I don't think I did, because what if I want to animate the Sharingans differently? Okay, so let's go ahead and we need to copy one of these Sharingans. So what I did was, oh, actually what we really need to do is we need to make that middle circle. So I'm going to hit tab to go into edit mode here, zoom in, shift A to add another circle. Now you can't see it, but I'm going to hit R, 90 and X because I edited it way down here. Scale this guy in. Oops, I did something wrong. Okay, delete this guy. I'm just go. Oh my goodness. Stop. Delete. Just delete everything. Alright, so I'm going to click here, shift A, circle. Now before we do anything else, we gotta say fill type N-Gon. Rotate 90 on the X. Scale this sucker down. Woohoo! Oh, keep scaling. Scale him down some more. Alright, now we gotta move him around. Alright. So go ahead and tap back into object mode. So we have this guy here. And we can hit Shift D, stick him over here. Now, what I would do is I would go ahead and hit F12 and render it out. See what it looks like. Make sure these guys are in a good spot in the eyes. Actually, what we really need to do, move this on the timeline. Move the timeline back to the beginning here. I'm just going to go ahead and reposition these guys here. Oops, I forgot I have auto keyframing on. No, stop that. Okay. Well, that's okay in this case. So the main concern here is if this outer band is thick enough to be seen in the rendered image. Now the thing is, you won't be able to see that just now. So let's go ahead and go to Compositing once again. Remember when I said we need render layers? Well, we need them now. We're going to add, I'm going to hit Shift A to add input, color, alpha over. Alpha over, and stick this guy down here. And then this also helps. We'll stick this guy in here. And what that does is it limits. It's not exactly what I had in mind here. Hold on, I think I need to come down to film and say transparent. And then I need to render it out too, otherwise it won't show. Anyways, so if I put the mask into here, what it does is it constrains the Sharingans to where the mask is. So if the mask doesn't show, then the Sharingans don't show. So like for example, when she blinks, it'll automatically remove the Sharingans from the picture. Save us some work, time, and energy, and pain and suffering, and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit F12 to render this out. Okay, so you can't see it because I forgot. We gotta do one thing here. I forgot to add in one node. Box select these guys, hit G, move everybody back. Move down. So I'm going to hit Shift A, add a color, I think it's color balance. I can't remember. I think it is, yes. Yes. The factor, we need a factor in here. This will restrain it, okay. don't remember how exactly I did this one. Just throw this guy way down here. This guy can stay up here. This guy can stay up here. Apparently. Alright, so now you can see, but as you can see, it's kind of small. But you know, for the purposes of not spending a lot of time, I'm just showing you how you can do it. We will keep moving forward. But in real life, I would adjust those, scale it out a little bit more, go into edit mode, scale up the thickness as well. So, default view. Yeah, let's just finish this up right quick because this has been a really long tutorial and I am tired of speaking. So let's go into tab into edit mode, shift A. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here because, you know, whenever I add stuff, that's where it gets put. Circle, hang, rotate 90 degrees on the X, scale it down. You're going to be good at this. Scale it down real small. Zoom in. Keep scaling it down. Alright, G. So what we're going to do is going to select some edges here and just start pulling stuff out. You know, this is not what I meant to do. I didn't mean to add this part of that, which is what happened. So let's go ahead and tab in here, edit mode, box like this guy. I'm trying to remember, you know what, just delete it. Delete everything. Tab into object mode, A to deselect. Shift, click here, Shift A, add a circle, rotate it 90 degrees on the X, scale it down once more. Go into edit mode. Scale it down some more. Zoom in, scale it down. Go to object mode. Move it. See, the thing is, if you move it while it's in edit mode, it moves, but it also changes the location of the center here. Anyways, so zoom in some more. Hit G, we're just gonna start changing some people around here. Changing around. Alright. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to box select it and duplicate it. Shift D. And rotate it. Meow. Alright, and then I'm going to box select it once more. Shift D. Move down here. Rotate. Alright, tab out of edit mode. Oops, we're in edit mode. Object mode. Box select these guys. Oops, not that. There we are. So now we don't need this guy anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and delete. With these guys selected, let's go ahead and put our Sharingan material on it. G. Zoom in. Now let's go ahead and scale it just a tiny bit down. Alright. Shift D to duplicate. G to move it on over. G to move it down the round. Alright. So now we're basically done. But one more thing. We want this to track with our tracks as well. So what we're going to do, go to motion tracking, select this our gear track, go to track mode, select the track, hit P. Come around to, where is it? It's a geometry here, and say link empty to track. What that does is, you can see here on my mini 3D viewport, is that it creates this empty, this X, this T, whatever, which moves to the motion of this track. So I'm going to do this same here. Geometry, link empty track. So now what that allows us to do is, it allows us to go in the default view and parent stuff to these tracks to make them move along with the track. So I'm going to select this guy, shift to select this guy here, Control P, parent, keep transform. Same thing with my Sharingans here, keep transform. Do the other thing on this side, Control P, keep transform, shift select, Control P, keep transform. Alright, so now here's the thing. This threw me off when I first did it, and I thought everything was broken. I was frustrated. So every time you move the timeline, okay, it moves. Now if you look in your whatever it's called, bottom left window, the rendered view here, you'll see that the Sharingans haven't moved. And in fact, you can't even see the Sharingans because I haven't hit F12 to re-render it out because it takes much too long. So what you have to do every time you move the frame is move the timeline, excuse me. Move along the timeline is you have to refresh the render. So you have to hit F12. Otherwise, the geometry that you created in the default view, it's in the 3D viewport, will not move. And then you'll think it's broken. But it's not broken. It is moving. It's moving along quite nicely. And I in fact did not have to adjust it at all, but you could do that. Similar to what we did with the masks, you could rotoscope it. Okay, but now here's the thing. These, if you wanted to add in the Sharingans at a certain point, it'd be very easy to add a keyframe of them with them out of the image, out of the viewport at the beginning, and then add a keyframe right before, with them at the same place, right before they're supposed to enter. And then, for example, if you wanted them to come in when the person blinks really dramatically and with sound effects, like in the anime, then you could just add a keyframe of them, move the Sharingans down to where their eye is, as when their eye is closed, because with the mask, with them limited to where the mask is, they will not show. Add a keyframe there, and then they'll be there when the person opens their eyes. I'll just go ahead and show you, but it would take a long time to show you with all the rendering out I'd have to do. I have a new computer, but I don't want to spend the money to get a nice screen capture software for it. Anyways, so that's how you create Sharingans. I'm going to go ahead and render this out, that way you can see what it looks like. But enjoy.